of the closet.
All of a sudden, John's BGP goes wild.
Yeah.
So I'm in the witness relocation program, Ryan.
Well, you joined a public podcast with your full name and your location, so you maybe shouldn't have done that.
My location is a closet, Corey.
Yeah,
we know the sun is out.
You're in the northern hemisphere based on the fact that it's day outside. We know you're in whatever half of the planet we're in.
I'm just wondering, why does all this shit say Dick Cheney on it? I don't know. This hasn't been used in a long time. It's very dusty here. Very dusty.
You're not in. Are you in Camp David, or what is the secret place they go?
I'm in an undisclosed location.
Oh, okay.
Which is a closet.
Yeah,
with a rug.
An undisclosed closet.
I don't know many closets that have windows. That's something that I did
right there.
Yeah, that's is that a Samsung frame TV?
It's a pretty bougie closet, if I do say so myself. It's one of them bougie closets that has a window, but it doesn't open, so it cannot be counted as a bedroom.
Oh, that's perfect.
So
but it does. I would count it as a liability if you're looking for safety, right?
Yeah, but safety is not my concern. Not whenever I come onto the webcast.
Safety third.
I try to come from the most random places I possibly can, like a deck in the middle of Germany while it's raining, another closet someplace else, Poland. Just gotta keep everyone guessing.
So whoever's closet this is, they are organized. They have the exact same hangers, right? Which is weird. Most people typically end up with a lot of,
And look what they did with this
wood
rug.
hangers. You don't have wood hangers. It could be bougier. Get some cedar hangers, John.
Cedar. Ooh.
It could be.
My wife has all the same hangers. I get the spares.
You get the spares, like the ones from the store,
the free ones from the dry cleaning
company. You name it. Like when you buy it, I'm like, yeah, I got a hanger with this one. I don't have to go out and buy hangers. All right.
They try to take it away. You're like, no, get that back.
I need it.
I bought this shirt.
I need that.
How will I know it's large?
I wonder if this can even do backgrounds with this. Let's see if they can do different backgrounds.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
That one's kind of weird. I don't know.
I feel like the closet is a background.
Now we just assume the closet is a fake background.
Could be. Could be. How do I do this? I think I choose my background.
Is that an old printer in the closet?
No, that's definitely some kind of a kitchen contraption.
Apple Park.
Oh, now you're at Apple HQ.
Now, yeah.
Ooh,
I didn't know we were the kind of company where the CEO could afford a floating spiral staircase.
One of those places. Corey, I bring you love.
Somehow this imagery goes with the closet imagery.
Yeah. They connect. I'm not sure how. They just do.
No, I don't know how to make it. There we go. I actually prefer the closet. I think that we spend too much time trying to make our backgrounds look too awesome in this industry sometimes.
That's a fun pull quote. I prefer the closet.
If you were to see the floor, you'd think it's a mess.
Yeah. All right,
John. I hope you're ready to just drop some hot nation state goss.
Nation state.
Which one are we talking about? Are these in the notable stories?
Are you gonna? Are you gonna unleash some new intel that we don't know about? Because there's only one I can think of.
No one's told me jack. One that
you just gotta get sick.
Stuff in the BGP stuff during the Venezuelan attack. And then also, I don't know if we could talk about this more. Let's wait until we get to the show.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're yeah, exactly. Get ready. Get ready for it.
So
I'm frozen.
Uh-oh.
I'm stuck on the screen share. Won't let me click off.
Okay, it's not me this time.
What you're gonna want to do is take your computer, shut it down, and then don't turn it back on ever. Hard reboot with no
hard reboot. Start over again. You'll need a new computer after this.
What you're gonna want to do is download your swap file from Google Drive because it got cleared locally.
Luckily, I got the Mac with 128 gigs of RAM, so I'll never run out.
I do feel like when I look and I see a system is swapping, I'm like, oh, you're cheating on me.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't swap. It's 2025. I just no swapping.
Yeah, but the worst part is when you actually look at what's using all your RAM, it's just Chrome.
Yes. Every time.
Every time. You're just like, this is what I got the RAM for, just so I could fill up more tabs. Thank you.
I got all this RAM so I could watch YouTube and play video games at the same time. And YouTube's the harder one to run.
Yeah.
Throwback to Linux8myram.com. Those who know.
Oh, we do have a Chrome story. Speaking of that.
We do.
Because we have one.
Yes, we do.
So before we start, I do have a fun little tidbit that my friend shared. One of my friends works for an apparel company, and he shared with me that the outfit that a certain individual got kidnapped in is currently trending.
Yeah. Dude, I went and looked to buy the same outfit, and they were like sold out.
It's sold out everywhere.
No, come on.
I love this. I love it so much that the U.S. population...
Yeah.
Sorry,
my favorite quote was, "I didn't know Dr. Disrespect was the president of Venezuela." I about died.
Here's my real question. Do you think they had someone pick out this outfit in advance for this photo shoot?
Honestly, he looks sick. He looks awesome and comfortable. I'm kind of jealous. I mean, not of his current predicament, but of his outfit. John, do you have a sweatsuit? What's going to happen if you get kidnapped? You got to get a sweatsuit. I don't know.
I'll just have to look around in the closet and see what I have here.
I don't see a single sweatsuit hanging in this closet.
He's got hats. He's got multiple hats.
Oh, here we go. This is a nice big parka.
There you go.
With a hood.
That's not good. That's that's for you doing the kidnapping.
If you get renditioned, I'm just going to say this jacket, I think it's Patagonia or something. If you have to get renditioned in this coat.
Is that the one where you fight the bear and then...
It is, and it feels like you're getting kidnapped wearing a sleeping bag, which if you're going to get kidnapped, it's the way to go, right? I mean,
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I need the sweatsuit.
Kidnapped in. That's my choice. What is your choice? Be rendition.
I'm just going to say, if you're in the audience, send your recommendation for a good outfit to get kidnapped in.
Yes.
Yeah, that can be that can be the banter. Yeah, send me links for what I should wear when I get kidnapped.
Oh God, I don't know.
Kidnapping is what poor people do. When the U.S. does it, we call it
extradition.
Extradition, yeah.
Yeah, send me a good outfit for kidnapping, and then maybe as a bonus, send me a good outfit for extradition, because that's an international kidnapping, right?
TSA might step in and say that you need to step up your style to be kidnapped, though.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
they're
like, take off the jacket. You're like, I can't. It's too stylish.
I'm telling you, for kidnapping, they brought a lot of people. They were serious about that one. So, I mean, think of it as like a praise, right?
You know you're in trouble whenever you're getting like kidnapped, and the Delta Force guys are like, this isn't quite Skibbity Toilet and needs a little bit more Riz for a little bit better drip. And
no, he had the drip. They didn't. That conversation never happened because he had the drip.
Yeah, the Skibbity Toilet one. It did.
Yeah,
it did. We just had it, and now you all get to Google.
Someone posted a meme of him DJing. Oh my goodness! What is that? A neck pillow? What is that? I don't know. Anyway,
he looks comfy.
Yeah. All right, let's roll the
beautiful broken finger.
Roll the finger.
I am not seeing any comments. There it is. Oh, I just had to click it.
My Restream is very laggy. Hold on.
Chrome.
Hit the button. And it's not doing anything.
Someone check our BGP.
Come on, buddy.
They found me.
Someone said wear underwear so you don't get shot. I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think that's crazy people talk.
It's January 5th, 2026. New year, new show. We've got me, Corey Ham. We've got John Strand, currently in Witness Protection Program. We have Wade Wells. We have Bronwyn. We have Mary Ellen. We have Ralph, who's tagged himself as Florida Man. We have Kent Ickler. And we have Ryan, of course, making us sound good and look good. Although he's really sucking at the second part of that. But whatever.
It's not me. I clicked the buttons. Nothing's happening.
I did the thing.
All right. Did you click the button for make us look good? Because that's a pretty fancy button.
Did you just say if you want to fight me?
What? So yeah,
he's got a mad leg going on between his audio and his video. So he looks like a kung fu movie.
I do too.
Poorly dubbed. Yeah.
I don't see it. I think it's you, John. All right. Let's talk about Venezuela. I mean, that's really what's happening. The big story is, I mean, from a cyber perspective, the story is that the U.S. took out power before invading. I don't know. I guess it's not clear whether it was a cyber operation. A lot of news agencies reported it that it was a cyber operation, but Trump just said, basically, that's one of our specialties. We can do this if we want, I suppose.
Okay. Anybody that's debating that, though, can you honestly see an operation like this going off and they didn't use cyber? Like, they're like, oh, we're bringing in the planes. Yes, the planes and the boats. All the boats. What about cyber?
The planes.
They're at home.
I don't have any
the guys that keep telling me to turn it off and on again? No.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good point.
No,
so they took out the power. I mean, that's kind of like, that's the assumption, is that the power was taken out by the cyber. There's also some posts about them taking out the internet. Basically, Graham, kind of friend of the audience or friend of the show, has posted a blog that identifies some BGP anomalies that were picked up during the operation.
Which I think totally makes sense, right? I mean, but the hard thing for me is I'm trying to figure out if they cut the power because they wanted to like cut the power because of the rendition operation, or if they cut the power because they knew that the explosions would just pop and kick that much more ass.
Look better on camera. You definitely.
This whole entire thing has just been like a lot of photo ops. So many photo ops, you guys. But
how many book deals do you think are in the works right now? Right? I mean,
now,
if it was SEAL Team 6, it would be at least 5 book deals, but since it was Delta, maybe 1, right?
If it was SEAL, it would be like 6 book deals per person that was on that. Yeah.
I think David Goggins is running to Venezuela as we speak.
Right now, as we speak.
He's on his way.
I still wonder, like knowing the Delta guys, like you'll be lucky if you get 1 book deal. More than likely, there'll be like a couple of beers, and then like the 2 guys that did it will have to run hills all day because they like that kind of thing. Tearing into this a little bit, though, from the cyber perspective, I think the CIA was involved too. There were some articles, of course they were, right? I mean, everybody.
Yeah, they were there for like months on end. What do you think the intel came from? Like imaginary people?
And it's like, I was laughing at this because someone was like, yeah, the CIA was tracking Maduro. I'm like, didn't they abduct him from his house? Like I'm going out on a limb. Like, do we need the CIA to find a guy at his house? So no, I would love to see the level of cyber operations that went off in this particular thing, because it looks like they went off very, very cleanly. The CIA tracking him, I'm sure there's more to it than that. Whenever you do an operation like this, you want to make sure that the target is there. You also want to make sure that the amount of collateral damage is minimized as possible. And usually that's done with tracking of cell phone networks. With the way cell phone networks exist naturally, there's going to be a certain amount of tracking which devices are in which geographic location. You could do that relatively easily. But actually getting down to the individuals that are there is where you have to get inside of some cell networks at some point. So if we're looking at this, you would need a couple of experts at least on cell technology, LTE, 5G. You would need to have some standard network exploitation expertise, gaining access to the back end of the cell phone network to make sure that you have the right targets in play. Because once again, you don't want to go into Maduro's house and he's having like a Christmas, New Year's party for his granddaughter, and there's like 95 kids at the house. So they do a lot to make sure that they try to reduce the amount of collateral damage associated with it. And then the power stuff, you want to make sure that those lights are off photo ops, but also that you're doing an op at night, and you want to make sure that you're not going to get stuff shot down. Somebody's pointing out a red shirt. It's not a red hat. It's even cooler than that. This is a Wyoming Game and Fish hat. So not a red hat.
Yeah, and just for context, John was speculating about all that stuff. There's not any sources to confirm that.
Yeah, no one's talked to me.
No one's talked to John, and there's
well,
basically,
as he speculates, right, that BGP article that Graham came up with, the IP addresses were associated with some of the leading communications networks within that country, which I thought was, of course, pretty crazy. That like we've seen this tactic before from the Russians, right? For me, I was like, okay, this is like general stuff, but I was also thinking like, as a blue teamer, like seeing BGP be rerouted, right, with the ASNs and everything, I'm like, this seems like it's high level stuff to be able to pull it off, but like I want to see some cool stuff. I want to see some like 0 days, right? Like if Graham can figure it out on the internet, was it that good of a hack?
I mean, dude, I would say okay.
I want to point out if the BGP prefix attack was used, which I'll go through how that works here in a second. It makes me feel good because I feel old. And the fact that this is an attack that was released at Black Hat, I want to say 2008. I think it was the same year that Dan Kaminsky talked about the DNS, that it's still relevant today. It's like, I still have a purpose in life, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, what's old is new again. If it works, it works. It doesn't have to be a 0 day.
That's how BGP works. It's not a hack, right? So for those of you that don't know, this gets a little bit crazy, but we call these forever days. They're vulnerabilities that exist in the core infrastructure of how the internet actually works, and they don't get fixed. So the way BGP works is you broadcast via ASNs, like what are the IP addresses that you are responsible for? And then all of the routers around the world, through freaking magic, trust me, it's magic, will actually send those packets to you, which is pretty flippin' cool. But what do you get into a situation where there's contention for IP addresses? If you have overlap in IP address responsibility with BGP, the ASN that is more specific wins. So if you have one ASN that has 500 and you have another ASN that has like 2, the one that has 2 is going to win. And the thought process behind that was that whoever is responsible for the fewer IP addresses will probably be less likely to make a mistake. But if you want to look at the Wikipedia article on this, there's a bunch of them where there's been mistakes. I think it was Pakistan. Pakistan wanted to black hole YouTube, and they broadcast out an ASN that was basically to black hole YouTube in Pakistan. But the problem was they broadcasted it to the entire world. And because it was more specific, it took YouTube offline. And this was done a number of years ago. So that's how this attack works. You can reroute all the traffic that you want as long as you do a very specific route to do so. Now, Wade, I want to ask you as a blue teamer, how the hell would you detect that without going to a third-party service?
I don't even know. Like, I was trying to think about this. My first thought is like you have a third-party service looking for it, right? The other way, I guess, is you could possibly be trying to advertise like individual, like the smallest network possible, which I know that that's less of detecting and more preventing. But you could also try to monitor if something is advertising in your IP space. I believe that would be possible, but I'm not that big of a networking guy, to tell you the truth. At least at that
I mean, there are fixes for this, like the RPKI
IPv6
or whatever. Yeah, like you just don't be vulnerable to this attack is the like long and short of it.
And there's a piece of infrastructure in here too, right? Where it's like I at home can't just be releasing out a bunch of BGP records out in the world. There's another component that this is like internet providers working with the switching technology and routing technology, or is it like I can do this at home and send all
how many IPs do you have?
You can't do this at home, but how many companies are ISPs that broadcast and have the ability to broadcast? I think it's over 12 or 13,000. I might be wrong. It might be like 26. I'm getting my numbers kind of screwed up, but let's go with it's a lot. And this gets into the security associated with it. It's like they all have to be on board. You can do things. I think Wade, just kind of working it through, hit the best thing that you can do is you can monitor any of the BGP routing changes that impact your specific IP address range and do that. But no one does that. Like, other than very, very large organizations that are buying highly specialized services to do it. Not that it's hard to do as well, but it's very,
most of the major ISPs.
Me a script real quick.
Yeah, I linked a site is bgpsafeyet.com, which is a site run by Cloudflare, and most of the major ISPs cover it. Like in the US at least.
What was
Sparkle
the value
or
here?
whatever?
Did the internet just go off for like kind of a little bit, like
there's a lot of speculation. It definitely wasn't like significantly down for a long period of time. It was like a blip, if anything.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out about this entire story is the why. Like if you're the CIA, if you're the NSA, if you're Air Force Cyber Command out of San Antonio, right? If you're doing this, more than likely you're not going to be doing messy kind of BGP attack. You're usually going to be using some type of exploit or existing infrastructure hack. Like, I'm willing to bet that they were already in the systems.
Well, they cut the power, dude. There's no internet with no power.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't need BGP to do that. So I've been trying to figure out, part of me, I kind of feel this is like a spurious thing that happened. So I'm not 100% certain on that, but I'm just trying to figure out what the hell they would have needed with BGP routes.
I mean, I agree.
Graham actually is in the chat and commented the
ASN
in use didn't do RPKI filtering.
Yeah.
Of course,
the Sparkle ISP or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we don't know. We're speculating. We do know they cut the power though, which if there's no power, there's probably no internet. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess any other hot takes on this before we move on? The other funny one that we've called it out on the show before, but it is funny and true, is the pizza alerts or whatever of like people, the Twitter account that's tracking pizza places near the Pentagon and being like, there's a pizza place near the Pentagon. It's 2 a.m. and it says it's very busy. And I wonder if anything will happen. And then next morning it's like, we got him or, whatever.
One of the things about that is, having talked to people on the inside of like the Pentagon and all those different places, they hate that. Like, they absolutely hate that people are online being like, oh my God, there's a lot of, so they have a whole bunch of food inside of the Pentagon. So whatever happened overloaded the amount of food that could be handled to the inside of it, because they seriously upscaled the amount of vendors and how much the vendors could handle. So this very thing wouldn't happen. But it still happened, which I think is kind of interesting.
I mean, I will say, if you look at the Twitter, it's like, I forget the exact name of the Twitter, but or X or whatever, I don't know what it's called.
Don't just call it Twitter. Just call it
Twitter. Anyway,
if you look at forever.
If you look at the Pentagon Pizza Report Twitter, they have a lot of false positive hits. Like they're saying. Reliable. According to them, the U.S. is invading someone like once every month. So
50% of the time, them every time.
The data is not that reliable, and I will say, like, it's a great example of like, it is funny. It's not that relevant. Like, there's so many better indicators if you're a real intelligence agency than looking at Google Maps and saying that it's very busy.
What about the prediction market bet? Did you see that?
What's that?
No.
There was a prediction market bet, right? And I think it was crypto, if I'm not mistaken. So anyways, it's just a prediction market where you could just predict on anything. Like, I think this is going to happen and I'm willing to bet this much money. Anyway, somebody put it was like 30 grand down and made a lot of money. They, like, a day before they said that he was going to get captured.
You just know that Pete Hegseth is just there like, suckers.
Yes.
But this gets into some tradecraft that I think is interesting, right? Like, put pizza aside. We knew something was going to happen, right? If you're trying to predict something's up, how about having a bunch of ships in the Caribbean?
Right. It was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of pundits going into this that were like, something's going to happen, but we don't have enough force down there to actually take and hold land. Like, we just didn't, right? So it couldn't have been that type of operation. And even a sustained air campaign, they didn't think that there was enough in that area to be able to do a sustained air campaign. So there's a lot of speculation about taking out oil wells and oil refineries. And it was very interesting to me that, other than that one person in the betting market, like, no one had like clandestine kidnap the president of Venezuela in the middle of the night on their bingo card.
And then charge him in a U.S. court.
Like,
that's New York U.S.
Just
court.
Be like, in a New York U.S. court that is the same court that Trump was indicted in. But anyway, I don't know. It's a weird vibe.
So I have a question though. So if you assume that this was not like a kinetic attack regarding the power, if we do self-reflection on that and look at, okay, we probably have an adversary with parity, skill parity, maybe we're a little bit more advanced, maybe we're not. What does that mean for like our infrastructure here, and what are we doing to prepare for the same type of thing happening here by an adversary? Is like
excellent question?
Yeah,
Ken.
it's a good
Nothing
question.
good. Next story.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I stockpile water.
Okay, so I do think it's probably worth. I mean, I don't know, right? Like, I agree that there's probably an adversary with equal capability to the U.S. out there. What I don't know is how the U.S. grid security compares to Venezuela grid security. That I don't know. I would assume at the very least the U.S. grid is significantly bigger and more complicated and difficult to fully take down on that level.
Okay.
But that being said,
Corey, there's another thing to take up on that, right? The U.S. IP ranges are constantly being attacked, way more than a lot of the, like, if you're looking at like vulnerable, like, just vulnerable systems in Shodan, you start looking around in China, you look at Russia, well, kind of Russia a few years ago. But if you look at a lot of other countries, there's a lot more tragically insecure SCADA ICS systems exposed to the internet than the United States. So I think that you're right, especially whenever you're looking at legislative capture and how every single power grid in almost every single state is its own little fiefdom, and it has its own laws and everything and its own missions. And that makes a lot of insecurities. But the fact that they're constantly being attacked is something I think that gives us a little bit of an edge, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure that the U.S. power grid needs to be secured further. I think most people would agree with that, even in the industry, like even within the U.S. power grid providers. But I definitely think that, national power outage, and I guess it was just the city, right? Like, it was just the city. I will say, Washington, D.C. probably has done a lot of grid exercises, I would assume, with their power grid. I will say Trump, who knows where he is? Is he golfing in Florida? Is he just randomly visiting someone somewhere else? Like, he's a moving target for sure. But like, if you're attacking U.S. capital city, I'm guessing the grid is a little bit more hardened. But honestly, who knows, right? We'll see, I guess. Hopefully never. But yeah, that's like a good, I would say for sure worth thinking about this as a model. And I know that we have a couple clients who are power grid providers, and they are very aware of this as a threat model. This is like their absolute worst case scenario is like grid outages. And they do like a lot of exercises. There's a lot of like requirements like NERC-CIP and things like that for what generation and transmission infrastructure have to do security wise. But there's also like they do, I think it's called Grid X, I want to call it. But they do like the national NERC, the National Energy Reliability Commission or whatever. They have like exercises every year where they do like a grid security thing. I'll post it in Discord.
In the Idaho labs, they do it. They usually let a bunch of people that work in at least some type of power sector. I believe it's free for them. You just have to fly out there and go do it.
Yeah,
the other
it's
thing
pretty
that's
cool.
really interesting is critical communications infrastructure, like getting away from power. I don't know exactly how long cell towers and like cell stations stay up with their generators and their backups, but I do know, like, if you're looking all the way back in Hurricane Katrina, there were people that were making cell phone calls like while everything was down in New Orleans. And that was just because of the robustness of the cell infrastructure. So there's a lot of industries that I think have been doing a really, really, really good job to try to secure this as much as possible. But one of the problems that we have is it isn't just an issue of, on average, is the United States power infrastructure secure or not? That's not the question you should be asking. What you should be asking is how, like, all it takes is one small part of that infrastructure to go down, and it can have massive repercussions across multiple different power grids. If you're looking at Texas is kind of isolated in its own right. They do their own thing. But a lot of the power grid in the United States is actually very heavily interconnected. And you can have an outage in one small power station in, like, let's say this happened 2 months ago in Wyoming. And it actually brought down our main office all the way in Sturgis, South Dakota, a bunch of infrastructure up in Montana, and a little bit into North Dakota. And these were all separate power companies. But because one small impact hit one place, there wasn't enough power for the rest of the lines, and they were all sharing. So it's very, very archaic. And it's one of those things that, yes, there's been a tremendous amount of work that's gone into it. But seriously, one small outage in one small part of the country can actually have catastrophic effects for an extended period of time.
Well,
Yes,
that
that is
cascade
true.
effect too, John, that cascade effect isn't new either, because in 1994, when the Northridge, Northridge earthquake hit, our little earthquake, took out the entire West Coast as
Yep.
far as power was concerned. And I'm hoping that the grid stability has improved since then. But again, that cascade effect in terms of the dominoes toppling is nothing new. And I hate to say it, but any type of adversarial planning would probably want to incorporate that into what their attack plans would be.
And kind of answering your question about how things have improved, if you've heard me use this phrase legislative capture. And basically what that boils down to is how power companies make money. You would think power companies make money by producing power and selling it. Kind of not true. If you're looking at the way a lot of public utility commissions run or basically kind of govern power companies, because in many parts of the country, a power company is a monopoly for literally everyone that's under it. There are very strict regulations on the certain types of activities that they can do and what their profit margins can be based on those activities. So in certain parts of the country, you get really heavy incentives for smart grid and smart home technology to do regulation of power. And that's because those public utility commissions in those states have incentivized those power companies to be able to make money off of doing that. Then you have other states where they don't have an incentive. They can't make money off of those types of activities, but they can make money on long line power transmission line creation. And they'll literally build power lines that go nowhere because they can take the cost of that plus a percentage, which is what their profit is. So if you want to read into this, it's absolutely horrifying whenever you're looking at how the power grid is set up in the United States. And security often is not one of those things that power companies are allowed to, quote unquote, make good percentages of money or profit on. And because of that, they put as minimum amount of money into trying to secure their power grid technologies because there's literally no profit incentives for them to do so. So look it up. It's called Legislative Capture in Power Companies. Whole bunch of articles, poli-sci stuff on it for years, but it applies here because we don't have a unified national strategy for securing power in the United States because it's ran many times at the state level or multi-state level, and it's an absolute train wreck.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about how else you might be able to take down the internet, which is dragging an anchor on the seafloor.
Oh, that always works.
Go Finland.
So yeah, this is an article. Basically, Finland seized a ship which is suspected of damaging subsea cables in the Baltic Sea. I don't necessarily think we've attributed this to a specific nation state, but I think it's pretty obvious who it might be.
Teenagers.
It was implied.
Russia. But the assumption is that it's part of Russia's shadow fleet, which is just, kind of like
sounds pretty badass, actually.
Sanction. It does sound pretty badass, but it's sadly all they're doing is just not knowing how to use an anchor and just dragging it on the ocean floor to try to take out cables. But yeah, NATO has increased patrols of the Baltic Sea. I guess I'm like, what would this actually take out? I'm assuming this would be like pretty bad. I know there's some like redundancy in undersea cables, but not like to certain locations like Finland. Is there only one? I don't know. Let's look at a map. There is that one map.
I don't know. I just know that there's not nearly as much redundancy as you'd like or think there is. So I don't know if you can line up.
I'm looking at this is actually really interesting. There are a lot of ones that connect Finland. The one that was specifically under attack in this case was called Elisa, which let's see if I can find it on this map. I'll link the map in the Discord. It's just submarinecablemap.com.
It's a really cool map.
It's a really cool map, and I don't know looking at Finland on the map, there's a crap load of cables going to Finland, so I guess they probably wouldn't be totally screwed, but obviously it would potentially cost millions or billions of dollars to fix and take a long time. But yeah, that's an interesting. I guess I don't know. I also don't know, like, is this a legitimate way to take cables down, or take internet down, or is this just Russia being stupid? Like, is this a legitimate tactic?
Yeah, that was their alibi, right?
Yeah, they can claim it's just a mistake, right?
Yeah.
It's stupidity,
Oops.
when really.
It was
It's my
a
first
new-
day on the job.
Yeah, literally, that's basically
What?
was one of their
What's your title?
alibis.
Oh, I
Was
am
it
the
an
captain of
intern?
the Shadow Fleet.
Ghost Shadow Fleet
Ghost
conductor,
Battlefield captain, yeah.
captain of the Shadow Fleet. I mean,
We had an intern at the helm.
it was AI. It was AI. It was an autopilot.
Oh,
All right, what else we got? Anyone else have anything on their high on their radar? As an update article, we have the 2 individuals that were in the U.S. that were doing Black Cat ransomware attacks. They have pled, both of them pled guilty. So they took the plea deal. They were charged in November. Now they've pleaded guilty to conspiracy to obstruct commerce by extortion, which is a fun charge. I hope they had really nice outfits for their trials. Preferably sweatsuits and headphones. But yeah, they're facing up to 20 years in prison, so we'll see how that goes. I'm assuming the plea deal, pleading guilty, will probably, lower that a little bit. And yeah, I guess we'll see. But
Mongo Bleed came out after we did the last one, right? Like that came out over.
I think it
New
did.
Year's?
Yeah. If we want to
tell
talk
me
about
more,
it.
Wade.
I know that I had to triage this anyway.
That's
Pretty
why we
much
have
just a
you here.
vulnerability in MongoDB, which allowed, if the database was remote connectable, right? I believe it allowed a remote access to it, or at least to be able to read memory, from what I recall. It got a pretty decent high score, an 8.7 on the CVSS. What I found funny with it is that Rainbow Six Siege got hit by it, if you guys saw that, or at least that was the rumor that they got hit, and pretty much they were someone was going around and giving free creds to everybody, like millions of dollars worth of in-game currency.
Funny.
That's fun. I mean, video game security, especially for older games, like hasn't Rainbow Six been out for like forever?
Yeah.
Since 97, 98.
And this new one hasn't been out that long, but
It's still an old game though.
yeah.
So
But it was
I mean,
whoever, because I think the main thing is someone wrote an exploit for it like fairly quickly, and whoever did that over a holiday break, like
Screw you.
come on.
screw you, like.
I'm also going to say on the flip side, your Mongo database should not be directly exposed to the
Yeah,
internet.
that's a good point.
No,
That is
it
wild.
shouldn't.
This goes
No
to
database should be directly exposed.
Okay,
No,
yes,
no.
that's even better. Yes, true.
this goes out to the 110,661 people at least that have their Mongo database instances directly exposed to the internet. Just stop.
John,
You're
that's
not-
just one company. That's just one company.
That's just one company. Yeah, it could
It's
be.
just one guy. He really likes MongoDB.
It looks also like the versions of the Mongo, like, because I don't have the full enterprise license for Shodan, but it looks like I would say 40%, maybe a little less, maybe 30% are end of life. Like they're not receiving any patches at all. I don't know how many of them are like compromised.
I remember the last time I was playing with a MongoDB database too. There's a bunch of services that you can essentially get, like MongoDB, right? Like from the cloud, like you can just like get it as a SaaS, right?
Yeah.
So that's also probably where a lot of this may be as well, right? It's from like other services that have them out, so you can just like essentially have your app here, and then you pay extra for a database somewhere else, right? So yeah.
Yep. I would imagine there's a lot of like first tier hosting companies like AWS or Azure. And there's a lot, like a huge amount of like lower tiers of like Minecraft or other video game hosting providers that probably don't have the same security procedures and things.
They probably
and
don't
stuff.
listen to this podcast either. So.
No, they're listening to you right now, John, and they feel ashamed. They're sorry.
They're like, oh,
They
I
should
didn't
feel
know.
ashamed.
I didn't know.
They should feel
There's
ashamed.
somebody that I should have listened to about this.
I was going to say, they might be in school right now, too. They might have class. So
Yeah, they might have class. I don't know. Some of this stuff looks like they just stood it up and like they were playing with Mongo and then forgot about it.
Yeah,
He who is
probably. Yes.
first
John,
down.
is that a confession?
Is that
a little bit? A little bit. It's a little bit. I'm coming clean.
So that just say it was a honeypot. You're good.
Yeah.
It's a good transition. This is one of the reasons why I've had organizations that will not let me run honeypots. Is this exact scenario?
Of they look bad on the internet.
That they look bad on the internet, and someone may claim you got hacked. So if you guys didn't see, there was that article, I believe, who was the company, Corey? It's like Resecurity or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't even realize this is a different article. So
You didn't? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so hackers claim they hacked into a research company. Gave
okay.
full access to re-security systems. They wrote in the Telegram chat. So,
oops.
There
We
we
would
go.
like to announce we have gained full access. We took everything, all internal chats.
but it was all a honeypot.
I don't know. That was like a pretty big honeypot.
Yeah.
They have a Mattermost server as a honeypot?
Somebody would have put a lot of time into creating that honeypot.
Yeah, that like internal chats, names, and
Is this
email.
the new like Shaggy defense for hacking? Wasn't me.
It was a honeypot.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do like it as a general defense. It's a good like just claim honeypot. It's like one of the amendments of the.
This was our most elaborate honeypot. We actually replicated our entire production environment.
Our honeypot. We would consider
We
our
used the
entire
real
Active
creds too because
Directory
we wanted it to be real.
Yes, all the real messages, all the credentials are real. We didn't want a fake honeypot. We wanted attackers to believe it was real.
Yes, you have to believe it, and that's why we used all real creds.
If they were doing this, look what they got: internal chats and logs, full employee data, names, emails, tokens, threat intel related reports and scraping of management files, complete client list with details, all their plans from chats. And like, if they put that much work into their honeypot, what the hell are they doing? Like,
yeah,
it's like,
well, they are a research company.
We stuff our honeypot with goodies, and it was the holidays. So it was goodies for the hackers.
What?
You know?
What if
I
you
like the
just
idea,
hook
though.
up? Go ahead,
Go ahead, Wade. Okay, I do like the idea of like an AI, like a bunch of AI agents that are just like a business that is like fully functioning, but it's just a honey business.
Yeah.
So yeah, you hack it and you see all this stuff going on. It looks legit, but it's all just, you know, trees burning. And
AI generated. They ask for something. AI's like, yeah, I can build that. Here you go. Here's some logs for that chat. Like,
Yeah.
How many employees in this great company?
Space for AI and security, Kent, right there.
That is. Some person just stole that startup and made $100 million VC
but you
fund.
just imagine that AI bill to just keep the company running. Like, Jesus.
well, it's only when they get in, right?
That's
Like,
true, Ralph. That's true. No, it has to be all the time.
No, it has
dude.
to be all the time.
Yeah.
You'll never have any real messages, right?
Yeah. Also, the credentials have to be real.
I didn't realize this, but there was a whole nother article that also goes on this NordVPN's breach. They also claim it was dummy data, which I didn't even see that one.
Was it just dummy data with the CEO social?
They denied allegations that an internal Salesforce development server was breached, saying that the cyber criminals obtained dummy data from a trial account on third-party automated testing platforms. We'll see. Those Salesforce apps are being popped left and right. It was probably.
I will say, did you see that Wired had also got posted?
I got that notification.
Yeah. Wired actually got breached.
Oh, they didn't just claim it was.
No, it was real. I don't know if it's in the article or if it's.
It's a Condé Nast because they own.
Yeah, I just posted it. It's on Bleeping Computer, basically. It's leaked. I have a copy. It's real. I don't know. It's definitely real.
Go check my password for me real quick. Make sure it's.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no creds.
Okay.
There's no creds in here.
What was it then? Just like your browsing history, like.
First name, last name, physical address, birthday, phone number. If you subscribed to the print magazine, your address is in there, etc.
Who subscribes to print anything?
They gave you free stickers if you signed up. That was the thing.
Wade's like, don't judge me. It was free stickers.
He gave away all of his data for free stickers. I love it.
I'm gonna find you in here, Ralph.
People have done worse for less.
Oh my god,
that's a bad one.
Site hack.
Oh, that one was that was pretty. I didn't dive deep into it. I just saw the YouTube video of her deleting everything.
Yeah, Tinder for Nazis, 100 gigabit data leak, and then just nuked the entire site. I didn't know that there was Tinder for Nazis. Who knew?
How is that on the App Store, or is it not?
You don't know. That's on the App Store, but yeah.
What is the?
Oh my god!
What was the article for this? Can you?
I just shared it in the chat. Just right.
Okay.
It's in the private chat.
So to sum it up, a bad website? Insert. You can say whatever.
They literally hacked the website, I think, live on YouTube, right?
Oh, that's right. Oh no, I saw it was at was it a conference? I think it was.
Is it a conference? And then she's just right. I believe that the actor is on stage wearing like a mask. I believe she goes by Martha something.
Martha Root.
Martha Root. Yeah.
Oh my
God.
Classic.
As the video goes, like she's running Python scripts and it's like deleted everything, and it's like nope, everything's down. And one dude owned a couple of the websites, I believe, and just pivoted from there.
Now, Root had been working on this for quite a while. Like it wasn't. I think they just did the final, the final blow live, but it looks like they've been working on it for a while.
Wait, what conference was this?
No Nazis, please.
No Nazis, please.
Chaos Computer Club. So,
yeah.
Oh, Chaos.
The Chaos Computer Club, it's the one in Germany.
Germany?
Right?
It is, but I don't know. I might have that wrong.
Okay.
The only reason
I
know
love
that
how
is
they created the website okstupid.lol is where the profiles are hosted.
Okay, stupid is potentially one of the best domains I've read in a long time.
It's really just, and then the LOL. I didn't know that LOL was a top level domain.
Have we just discovered the world's first victimless crime on the news show?
Maybe.
There are so many top level domains I've never heard of anymore.
Oh yeah.
.lol? Really?
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, whenever you're building like phishing domains, there's like 9,000 top level domains now. It's ridiculous.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, and to anyone who had an account on this site, we know it was not a honeypot. Don't try to use that defense. It was not.
It was Chaos Computer Club, by the way.
It was.
Yeah.
So,
I put the link.
Is that in Germany? I thought that was in like somewhere else in Europe.
She's also dressed up as a Pink Ranger.
I think it started originally in Germany.
It was the one in Germany, though. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually. I will say.
So this is about as sweet as stunt hacking can get. Yeah. Literally live hacking and deleting a Nazi website. That's pretty good.
In an outfit, like in like full. I don't know if it was a furry outfit or what.
It was a Power Ranger. She's the Pink Ranger.
Power Ranger.
Yeah. Hell yeah. In a Power Ranger outfit.
And substance. I just really well done.
I know what I'm watching after this podcast.
It's at the very end. It's a good helmet too. That's the thing. Like it's quality Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Serious cosplay and hacking skills. Gotta love it.
So, okay, this is kind of, I guess maybe we should talk about it. I don't know, but the mayoral inauguration event banned flippers and Raspberry Pis.
Yeah, Flipper Zeros and Raspberry Pis.
Oh, yeah, those are very dangerous.
I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I'm a little bit. I honestly, all joking aside, I am now probably going to be checking my Flipper Zero. I don't think I'm going to be putting it on my carry-on luggage. And part of the reason for that is we had that one story, was a security researcher from Australia that was hacking all kinds of stuff on an airplane.
They weren't using a Flipper Zero, though. They weren't.
They weren't.
Yeah.
But what am I pointing on that is they're actually training flight attendants on how to identify that. So if somebody has lots of antennas and they are actually showing them, some of the airlines are sharing, like, this is what a Flipper Zero looks like as well. So it's just another piece of hardware that they're kind of starting to keep their eyes open for, because they did catch that attacker, right? Because I'm guessing he had antennas all over his computer whenever he was doing it. But I just don't think I'm going to fly with the Flipper Zero anymore. I just don't think it's
if you're wondering, here's the other things you shouldn't fly with: large bags, backpacks, weapons, fireworks, explosives, drones, remote controlled air device, strollers, coolers,
I can't travel with anything.
No chairs, blankets, bicycles or scooters. I'm out. I'm not going anywhere.
No scooters.
Alcoholic beverages. Alcoholic beverages, illegal substances. Come on, I want to do mushrooms. Pets other than service animals, laser pens, bats, or batons. Basically anything is banned from this. Which honestly, I totally get it.
Like,
who's like the marching band guy that has the little baton? He's like, oh man,
what is it? Brain fart. What is the person that's in front of it?
I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. Major Domo? Oh my God, that's not what it is, but that's amazing.
I could see an issue here too, where no alcohol allowed, but then you can go to the duty-free zone. So how long before the duty-free zone is selling Flipper Zeros?
Hopefully soon. Then they'll have me put it in a little bag whenever I board the airplane. It's like, no.
Because it's dangerous.
Do not consume any Flipper Zeros you bought in the terminal.
I also, I don't know.
the worst part for me about the Flipper Zero is it's like a Swiss Army knife, okay? And I mean that in all the senses. If you ever needed a real knife to do a certain task, you would get that real knife, whatever it is, machete. You don't go around trying to cut down trees with your little, Swiss Army knife, right?
Could, Ralph.
But you could try. Yes, exactly. So it's kind of a master of none, and many
it's the
Yeah.
backhoe of computer security. It'll do anything, just not really well.
Just not
Okay.
well. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Mondami knew about Raspberry Pis and Flipper Zeros. How many other politicians actually know what these things are? How many have a clue?
He didn't. He's not the one who said.
I was going to say, you mean his staffer?
Right? Yeah, like his staff. They're like,
staffer.
There's some words. Just throw that. That's the same stuff they banned at the Trump rally. We might as well ban those here too.
I honestly wonder. It is. I think it is interesting that they specifically list like the other stuff. I think it's whoever made the list definitely was like, this is going to go wide because they did specifically say Flipper Zero, Raspberry Pi. I don't know. I mean, honestly, the ways of disguising this stuff, it's so easy to disguise, right?
It is a lot more democratized, though. Like you can just go buy them. You don't have to have like a huge. There's no huge barrier of entry to be able to use a Flipper Zero. So it's way more democratized than
RFs or Edis boards. Those are fine.
Yeah,
right? Exactly.
Well, those are allowed. Anything from Adafruit that, like Arduinos are allowed if you have like your Clanker build that you're bringing with you to the inauguration or whatever.
But I think what it's going to get down to is anything that's not a notebook computer or a phone or like an iPad.
Those should be banned too. Don't freaking have your laptop out. Don't be working at the inauguration.
Everything's going to become a Flipper Zero that they don't understand, right? And maybe they should have that level of paranoia. I don't know.
Some person who's totally unconnected is like, I'll have to switch to a Blueberry Pi this time.
They don't like raspberries here.
Yeah, just not have cell phones. Like, they're gonna ban cell phones too? Then, like, what does that look like?
They start
cell
doing
phones
like what
running
comedians
Kali
do.
NetHack.
They give you the little bag to put your cell phone in, and you can't leave. Right? Like it would work. It'd work pretty well.
Yeah, I need one of those for my house.
We're a society of when someone shits themselves, everyone has to wear diapers. It's just it's getting ridiculous. It just keeps getting ratcheted up more and more all the time.
Is there anything else to talk about? We should talk about the guy who tried to block the telemetry for his robot vacuum and then it bricked it. Let me see if I can
where's
find
that article?
That's a good one.
I didn't even see that in there. If we're talking about that, we might as well talk about DJI too.
Privacy all the time, and I every time I run into people, like when I'm going to cons now, and they talk about this podcast, and now they listen to it. I'm like, I'm sorry, we talk so much about privacy. And they're like, no, keep doing it. So yeah, here we go.
I have another one too. We also after this one, Corey, we can talk about Flock. Have you guys heard about Flock?
Oh yes, did you see the?
Yes, this is wild. There's so much.
That's
so much.
Let's cue them up. Corey, yours first.
Okay, this is from November. I just linked it. But basically, the user. I'll link the article in Discord. I linked it in the private chat. But basically, a user has kind of been fighting with this vacuum provider to keep his vacuum working. So essentially, this is an iLife. That's the brand, iLife. I've never heard of this brand personally. It sounds sketchy to me. I probably wouldn't own their vacuum, but it's an iLife A11 smart vacuum. They basically loaded up this thing on their home networking and monitored the traffic to it. Noticed that it was constantly sending logs and telemetry to the manufacturer. He blocked the telemetry IP addresses from egressing their network. Then they wanted to leave open the firmware and OTA servers, basically. And then eventually he investigated it. It stopped working. He investigated it and figured out that a remote kill command had been issued. He sent it to service it, and it worked there. It just didn't work at his house. And basically, somehow he figured out some kind of a Python script type dealio that he could run to keep the vacuum working. So yeah, that's basically it. It's just a fun write-up of a hilarious, like battle between, the user and their.
This is making me uncomfortable because I have one of those really stupid expensive fridges that has a computer in it. And they've been talking about how Samsung wants to start randomly playing advertisements in my kitchen. And I'm not down for that. I am actively blocking anything that fridge does whenever it tries to go to Samsung. And I'm worried, like I read this and I'm worried about them bricking my fridge. And they're like, no, you have to have your advertisements for I can't believe it's not butter or this fridge is going to stop working.
Well, that's what's been happening with the frame TVs. I don't know if you've been following that at all, but people are becoming anti-frame TV because they're kind of a nightmare from a...
Yeah, you turn them on and they immediately start playing ads, like blaring them like in the middle of the night. So,
All right. What's your article, Ralph?
Oh my God. All right. So it's actually a YouTube video series, and I implore anyone who wants to see essentially shocking things. I'm putting it in the private chat here. There's 2 YouTube videos here. What it is it's about it's done by Ben Jordan, and it's about Flock security cameras. Does anyone know about Flock or have seen them? So essentially what they are is that they are these security cameras that you can put up, and they're like solar powered, and they'll do license plate reading and stuff like that. Well, Ben decided to tear through one of these things to check out the security of these devices, and to say it was bad would be an understatement for how bad the security is on these devices, right? Remotely accessing them, being able to physically just turn them into reset them and then connect directly to them in person, being able to access them over the internet. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. The rabbit hole is so deep with how bad these cameras are for security. And they're supposed to be used to help prevent crime and detect, to be...
Save the children.
Save the children, yes. Put into a database to track down, when crime happens and all this other stuff. It is unbelievable how bad if they've got a security audit once, I would be impressed that I would want to know who did it, because it was so bad, all this stuff. Even worse is that Ben keeps finding more stuff with it, right? Like, it's like he did one video and then it just keeps developing even worse. Like, the more the rabbit hole goes, because at first they had the license plate cameras, and then they came out with these PTZ cameras. He found a ton of them accessible online quickly and easily, and he could just literally go watch any of them all over the country. Right.
One of the things you didn't mention is, I believe the researcher who did all this testing got fired from his company for doing this on the side.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
John, can we hire this person?
So, someone posted it on Reddit and I tagged John.
I like the cut of this person's jib.
I like the cut of this.
They're not the only ones. 404 Media, they tracked themselves on Flock cameras.
Yes.
So, I mean, this stuff is wide open.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like if the device is to make things more secure. First of all, you can argue whether that is a thing, and Ben does in the videos. But it's worse. They have zero security on the device itself. Like, they did nothing to secure these devices, but yet they're used by federal agents. They're used in crime investigations where they can be tampered out the wazoo. They have no way to validate this.
Somebody was talking about, I hate the surveillance state. I think when we all thought of the surveillance state as kids growing up, we thought it would be competent. And
I don't know why.
I am sure, right? But if you're reading, could you imagine sitting down with Huxley or Orwell, and it's like, no. The surveillance state's going to be much dumber than that. Like, how dumb? I'm talking default credentials dumb, really stupid dumb.
They're running Android versions that are 7 versions behind. Just dude,
have you looked at the new satellite class slides that I've been working on?
Mm-hmm.
No.
The research that IOActive did a number of years ago. If you look at some of the research that's been done now, seeing the same thing in satellites, right? It's just that whenever you move into the realm of IoT, like we were talking about, there needs to be better security for securing the power grid. IoT is just an absolute smoking pile of dog crap. It's just bad all the way across, and no one cares, right? The people that sell this, look at what happened to iRobot, that poor company, by the way. Holy crap.
Are they
go
going
read
bankrupt?
The history.
No,
they got acquired.
They got acquired by a Chinese company. That made
God.
No, but there's so much worse. They got screwed over by the Biden administration, then they got screwed over by the Trump administration. They've been hosed. Go read the story if you can. But if you're looking at these companies, a lot of them now, they want to pump out this technology as quickly and as cheaply as they can. They don't care about supporting the technology because they know the technology curve is they're going to sell a whole bunch of them because they're cheap, and then no one's going to buy them. There's going to be something else. They're just going to move on to another product. And there's going to be no accountability for this technology because the companies are just going to exist into the ether. But,
I don't know. Yeah.
Go see what happened to iRobot and how badly they were screwed over the past 8 years. It's ridiculous. They could have been saved.
Was it also the Flock license plate reader that was if you put in a fake like QR code on your license plate in certain areas, the AI would actually not allow it to read it. It would get confused.
I don't remember if there was a confusion with the license plate reading. I do know there was a bunch with the license plate reader specifically, ways to attack it. Many of them being just setting it into a mode where it turns on a Wi-Fi hotspot and you could just connect right to it and access it. There was just a lot of vulnerabilities with that device.
There was one you just put stickers in a certain part of your license plate and they can no longer read it. And to that point, then Florida passed a law saying you're not allowed to put those stickers on your license plate.
That's a solution.
Well, okay, so I'll put one last thing with the Flock security. When they were brought up in news articles about the lack of security on these devices and what they were going to do, they were just like, oh, this is essentially fake news by people who just want to hurt us and political.
That's not what I heard, Ralph. I heard that their response was it was a bunch of honeypots that they had found.
That's a good,
and a whole city of honey cameras. I have a thought though, like I'm thinking 5-10 years ago, we'd watch like the TV shows and the whatever hacker movie, whatever. And it's like, oh, they'd like drop into the civil network and be able to like look at stoplight cameras and everything. Yeah. It's like we used to say like that's not a thing. Like you can't just do that. Mm-hmm. But now you can. Like that is like if someone say, is that real? Yeah, it is real now.
Yeah, it's called Flock.
The guy heard 4 was right all this time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, my movie reference for the whole surveillance state thing is I don't know. I love the movie Brazil. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but the entire plot of the movie is a typo leads to a man getting arrested. That's the surveillance state that we are in right now. Of like, sorry, the Flock camera said you did it, so we're here arresting you. No one knows why or how. Yes. Like the Minority Report BS.
Put this in your ass. No, wait.
There was just so I watched those like cop YouTube videos where they're arresting people, and every now and then when one comes in my stream, and there was a recent one from Vegas where a dude got caught on camera. The AI said he was someone who was banned from the hotel, and when the guy pulled out his license to prove he wasn't that one, the security guards didn't believe him because they looked so much alike. They winded up arresting him, holding him there, and then taking him and charging him. Then when they finally ran his license plate, his license, they realized they're 2 different people, that he is the real guy. And at that point, they actually charged his real name with the crime of trespassing at the casino. All because of the
talk
AI
about rolling a natural 1 on the whole day.
Wow.
That dude just rolled a 20. He's going to be making so much bank.
The settlement?
He's got
settlement
such
should
a good
be nice.
lawsuit against him.
I just wanted to give you all my money. Don't take all my money.
I just can't like, how do people I've never been in a room where someone's made those like dumb decisions. You know, we got the wrong guy. We verified it's the wrong guy. You know how we deal with that? Let's charge this guy with trespassing. That seems like this is going to help that. What is it? You guys remember that story of the black guy that got he had a lawsuit that he successfully won for discrimination against his workplace. Then he goes to the bank with the check to cash the check. and they refused to cash the check because they didn't believe him. And then
what is this, a settlement check from discrimination?
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're not going to deposit that in your bank account, customer of ours. That guy, he had a bad couple of days, admitted. But I'm willing to bet if you sat down and talked to him, be like, was it worth it? He'd probably be like, yeah, it's a little worth it.
It kind of reminds me of those 2 physical pen testers a few years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Coal fire?
Yeah.
Coal fire incident. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just bad scoping. Don't go out of scope.
It was a lot. Yeah. It was a lot of things. It wasn't all on them, but
no, it was not.
They didn't help.
It was partially on them.
Yes,
it's the equivalent of flying with like a bandolier full of flipper zeros.
Yeah.
Like, do you need to be doing that? Like, is it okay? Is it wrong? No, but should you be doing that? Probably not.
Yeah. In my intro to pen testing class, when we get to the physical section, I'm like, do me a solid. Like, if you're going to do a physical pen test, don't show up with like your tactical 511 backpack with the baby tactical 511 backpack on the back and a utility.
Yes.
Wearing a shirt that says, "I read your mom's email." And then sit and wonder, how come I'm not getting in? I don't understand. I have all of these wires and antennas all over me. Don't look like a hacker.
We teach all of that, John, in our practical physical exploitation class. We go through all of that. We have to, just pretty much lay it down, talk about how you're supposed to do this and, why, right?
Ralph,
so what part it covers
the impossible Is it okay if I wear camo, Ralph? No camo.
No, we like right off the top, bring your tactical cool nowhere.
What if all of my shit's black and I dress like a ninja? No. What about my cargo pants? No. Nothing you would normally wear. Don't wear that. Yes. Wear something else.
So I'll give you a good example. We've had people in the class, students who've had maybe a unique hat they like to wear or something like that, right? And we'll be like, on an engagement, don't wear that. I like it. I think it's cool, out. But it stands out, right? Like it makes you stand out. You want to look like just a dude at work who doesn't even want to be at work, okay? And no one's going to talk to you. Just little stuff.
Now, I think my favorite physical pen testing story so far this year was I was doing an engagement with Cameron, one of the testers here, and she had one of those thick clipboards that can fit a reader inside of it. But none of the physical stuff badge cloning wasn't in scope. So I was like, at the end of the engagement, I was like, "What do you have in that clipboard?" And she's like, "A banana." She had a banana in the clipboard. I didn't want to cramp up during the physical. So I had a banana in my clipboard just in case.
Oh, my God.
Perfect. Everybody, let's wrap it up. Thank you so much. Hey, by the way, y'all, it's good to see you in 2026. And
we made it.
Good to be here.
Let's shoot for not shitty this year. Let's go for that.
Above.
Jordan, plug Jordan and Kent have a webcast. Jordan's not here. Kent, plug your webcast.
Velociraptor at C2. Look at that, Kent. Hey, Kent.
Yeah.
You're doing a webcast with Jordan.
I am. He's not here right now, but I am. Everybody confuses me for him.
There's a QR code.
There's a QR code. You should scan it right now.
You should.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about...
What do I learn how to use a Flipper Zero? Because that's the only thing I'm interested in at this point.
We don't actually talk about Flipper Zeros, but we're going to talk about a bunch of different tools for defense hacking. So it's going to be pretty awesome. It's in a couple days.
Woo.
I like how it's short and to the point. Velociraptor is C2. Oh my God, this is fun.
That's a different. Who is that?
Yes, this is a different webcast. If you want to use legitimate IR tools as an implant and just completely screw with the matrix, check that one out. That one's good. Boy, this is neat. Look at these QR codes.
I need to go to that one.
That one's.
I don't want anyone to go to that one. We're turning that one off real quick.
Yeah, Wade's like, that one's too soon.
Okay. All right, Wade. What IR tool do you recommend, Wade?
I'm not going to tell you because I don't want you to do C2 with it.
Yeah, you know what? You no matter what, Wade, here's why this isn't a problem, because the better C2 is the EDR. That's the best C2 out there.
At the end of the day, you just got to change BGP routes, right? So you're good.
Yeah. That's all you got. That's all you have to do. Corey, are you going to put that into the continuous pen testing service? Like
what, using BGP?
We'll attack your BGP networks.
No, absolutely not. Please don't make me do that.
And you know that there's a firm out there that's like, well, we're willing to do it. Good luck.
Good luck.
From Oblivion.
Yep.
So, all right, let's wrap it up. Bring out the finger. Thanks so much, everybody.
Happy New Year.